So I said, oh, what the heck? I'm dying, what the heck? What do I need all that stuff for? I'm going to be dead. Well, that's, I have to tell you this. That's what happened. But I didn't find all this out after the fact, what they did. But when I went to May's place in 2007, they told me that when I was there, they said, you'll be looked after. Well, and in the end of August, around the middle of end of August, or around, I think it was around near the end of August, about the last week of August, Susan Burgess came to see me, and many times I would tell my doctor, Dr. Hall, would you mind coming down and checking the medicine I'm getting from the doctors here, or the nurses? And Dr. Hall would say, oh, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. They know what they're doing. I said, oh, well, when did you come down? Take a look at them. Oh, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. But she was telling me she was scared. She would have to see me in a place that were dying. People were dying. And she didn't want to come down to see people that were dying. That's what she was scared of. She put me in a place where people were dying, and she didn't want to come down. She didn't even prescribe the drugs or know what type of drugs I was taking. She didn't want to get involved. That's Dr. Carol Hall. No other doctors are like that in the city of Vancouver. Matter of fact, all across Canada like that. The sad part was I was getting psychiatry drugs, but take me right straight to the ceiling and take me right straight down to the floor. One pill would take me right to the ceiling, and the next pill I'd take about mid-afternoon would take me to the floor, and I was just going wild. I didn't know what the heck was going on in my head, but I knew there were drugs I shouldn't be taking. But there was a psychiatrist there, and he was feeding these pills like nobody's business, like candy, to the patients that were dying. And he was helping them along the way, speeding up their process. They do the same thing at St. Paul's Hospital in Vancouver and Vancouver General Hospital too. The psychiatrists, they want to make sure you're going to die. You're there, they're making money off you, and the government's paying for it. So as soon as you die, sooner they get the next person in the bed. Fast as quick as they can. When you're dead. That's how the hospitals operate. I'm telling you this because it's true. And a lot of your friends will say, yeah, that's true. That's actually true. In St. Paul's Hospital, they murdered a man. He had a stomach infection. The woman I know, her name is Lynn, First Nation woman. She went down, seen her husband, and he had stomach problems. And every time the doctor told her husband they're coming home, all they had to do was flush the stomach out with a solution. What they did, they didn't listen to her, like they didn't listen to me. I don't like going to St. Paul's Hospital because they're murderers. And what they did to him, they gave him more drugs and made him more sleepy. That his body couldn't fight anymore. And he died. They murdered him. They murdered him. As simple as that. And they don't have to be charged with first-degree manslaughter. They're no different than the gas chambers of Germany, as far as I'm concerned. So I have to tell you that. That's true. So you get an OD on the street. It's no different than you get an OD in a hospital. Same thing. But anyway, in 2007, when Susan Burgess came to me and told me, she said, RH, have you made up your will yet? I said, no. She said, well, she said, how come? I said, I don't want. What do I want to make up my will for? She said, well, you're dying. Well, you're here to die. And I said, well, we're going to die. Everybody's going to die. But what are you talking about? I came in here because my left leg is swollen up. Well, she said, that's true. But she said, you're brought here because you were dying. And by after September the 15th, you ain't going to be here no more. I said, what are you talking about? You're dead. You're going to be dead. You went bye-bye. Gone. We all going to die. I said, yeah, well, I know that, but why are you talking like this? Dr. Hall won't come and see me. You come and see me and you tell me this news. I'm going to be dead by September the 15th. I ain't going to be here no more. It's like a game you guys are playing. No way, you're not going to be here no more, she said. Have you made out your will yet? And I said, no, I have not. What would I want to make my will for? And she said, have you made an arrangement to have all your stuff put away, taken away out of your room? What are you talking about? You're going to die, RH. You're going to die. She kept on saying, you're going to die. As if he was pushing the pills into my system and trying to murder me faster. That's what she's trying to do. And Dr. Hall wasn't supporting her 110%. She knew what was going on, and she was 100% behind her. Well, I couldn't do nothing about it. I couldn't get away from there. I was too sick. I couldn't walk. I had a hard time walking. So I had to stay. I had to put it that way. So I said, well, God, if I'm going home, I'm coming home. As simple as that. Make sure my bags are all packed. I'm ready to leave. Well, that night, I remember a few days earlier, there was a guy next door to me. He was running in and out of the building all the time. One day they got him in by in the ambulance. And you know what? They brought him in by the ambulance. They, you know, the next morning, he was up and ready to go again. His family came down and seen him, and he said, and they were going to take him to the restaurant. And I said to him, why didn't you come down and have breakfast? Oh, he said, my children and my wife are going to take me out. We're going to have dinner. Yeah. We'll have breakfast at McDonald's, at Denny's restaurant. They're going to take me there and going to give me a nice big meal. Oh, that's nice of them. Yeah, he said, that's real nice. I have the picture on the wall, yeah, a farm picture. I said, well, that's a nice picture you got. He said, yeah, I grew up on a farm when I was a boy. I really like it here. It's a nice place here. Better than what I've been living in. But this is a nice place. I said, well, that's wonderful. I said, that's it. Oh, yeah, I'm okay. He said, it's a real nice place. Well, I went to sleep that night, and that morning, a little girl was sitting, not a little girl, I guess she's 30 years old, crying. And I said, what are you crying about, young lady? My daddy died! My daddy died! I said, what are you talking about? Well, she said, my daddy died. I have to bring him back. My daddy died. And the day before, he was healthy as a horse. Can you imagine what psychiatrist gave him? Probably a drug that killed him. That's why I can suspect. Yeah, that's why I can think. Well, that's the way it goes in these places. They make $30 a day off you. They feed you, they fatten you out, they make sure you feel good. They push the pills like crazy. So I said to myself, maybe that's going to happen to me. I feel so good now. Maybe they'll give me some pills tonight and that'll be the last time I'm in. Well, I can't tell. Dr. Hall won't come and see the pills I'm getting. Maybe she's involved in it. Maybe she's packed in with them. I know. So I said, well, here I can't get out of here. Move out of here. I can't get home because I can hardly walk. My leg won't let me get out. So I said, okay, well, I can move around. Yes, I could walk. And did a lot of walking earlier before I got in there. But as my health got going downhill, I guess they knew something I didn't know. Maybe the pills they were giving me were helping me along the way. Well, I went to sleep that night. And I prayed to the Father in heaven. I said, Father, I'm coming home, Jesus. Remember me. Well, I woke up. I was wide awake. I could see myself standing on the top of Main and Hastings Street. I could see down the foot of the hill, along the bottom of the hill, there were street lights, flames coming up of these street lights on both sides. I could see the buildings. They didn't look any different than the buildings I've seen many times. Houses, not houses, but apartment buildings. Stores, shops. But at the foot of the hill, it was different. There were trees and grass, right, like a knife cut right across. And on that side, on my right side, I guess you say my right side. Actually, it was on my left side. I could see a wide path. I could see dark figures coming out of the bushes and going down that path. I could see, it looked like people going down that path, and I was heading that direction all the way down. And I said, Jesus, I want to go on that little path, because I could see a little path on the far side that was on my right side. So I want to go on that one. Because I know that little path is going to go to heaven. No voice told me anything else. I just knew it myself. That little path was going to heaven. I wasn't going that way. I was going to the big path. I kept on going to the big path. I wanted to go to the little one. And I'm still going down the hill. It's like somebody's forcing me down. I couldn't stop. I just kept on going. I woke up, bang, just like that. I'm still crying. The nurse came to me. She said, it's okay to cry, RH, because it's okay to cry before you die. It's okay. And I was dying. I guess I was dying. And I knew right there and then there was something wrong with me because I was going to hell. And I'm telling you the same thing. You're going to hell. You don't. Every day you have to say, Jesus, forgive me my sins. I have sinned today. Because every day we have sinned. We were born in sin. And we'll die in sin. And we don't ask Jesus to come into our heart and save our souls. Because that's true. I want you to understand that. So, I'm telling you this, and it's the truth. I'm not lying to you. So she said to me, well, would you like to see a Catholic priest to come and see you? And I said to myself, well, if I see a Catholic priest and tell him all the things I did wrong in my lifetime, I'd have 2 policemen standing at the end of my bed. The police would take me away to put me in jail. Okay? I didn't die for them. Well, no, I can't do that. I was a pretty bad guy. I mean, not bad as some of the guys, big guys out there, but I was still a bad guy. I got thinking, well, what if I asked a Jewish rabbi comes in? But then my mom kept on telling me she was Jewish. I got thinking, well, the rabbi doesn't know who I am. I confessed to him. He'd just say, well, he'd have 2 policemen standing at the end of my bed. And believe me, I'd be still heading off to jail. Then I got thinking, well, geez, I went to the Union Gospel Mission. I used to make fun of those preachers, those people that talk about God and about the Lord Jesus. I used to always bring a book or a magazine or a paper with me. And you know what? I made fun of these people. I had no right to do so. And the reason I'm saying this to you, because it's true. I felt a big pain in my chest. I felt like somebody was talking to me inside. I didn't want to listen at Union Gospel Mission. And I said, well, now it's time. I have to ask one of those ministers to come and hear what I have to say. So I asked the nurse to send me a minister from Union Gospel Mission. Well, she did. A man came out named Galloway. He's an Irishman. And he said, well, aren't you been crying? I said, aha. And tears just flowing out of my eyes. I just couldn't stop. All the sins I had committed. I knew there was something wrong with me. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. There was something wrong with me. I thought I was saved, and I wasn't saved. I was going to hell. And so a lot of you people up there listening to me are going to hell too. I'm not going to lie to you. You get your act together. Get on your hands and knees and beg God to take away this pain inside you. And this was hurting and hitting you inside, that pain. And say, listen, Jesus, I've sinned. Can you help me? Can you forgive